I got an idea. I'm gonna steal you from Jake.
I just always assumed it was a joke, because like what brother would their brother's ex? That doesn't even make any sense.
No.
I was just like, yeah, what's going on? And he was just like, Alissa and your brother have been having sex.
You're allowed to feel like that was probably one of the most f***ed up things ever, because it is.
Yeah.
And also, you don't really have that many people around you that you probably can trust, and he's your brother, and now you can't even trust your own brother, but like, he's your family, so what the f*** do you do?
I think I'm better than you. And I think Nate chose you for a reason. And I think everyone knows that. I'm tired of not being picked because you're an easier fight. Motherfuckers are avoiding me. They are avoiding me or picking someone else, and that's obnoxious.
It's him undermining me and being condescending towards me and trying to little bro me and discrediting everything that I do. And at some point, when am I just a rag doll who's like bending over and like letting him treat me like shit? I think the reason I've created like our brotherhood and like having these friends around is because I yearned for it. And Logan has even said it. What, you always have people around. You always have so many people around. It's because I was like so lonely as a kid and I never had the brother that I wanted. And so like I found you guys. And it's like, that's why I like have so many people around. It's because it's like this brotherhood that I so deeply yearned for as a kid and like never had anyone to play with. Wasn't allowed to like hang out with him and his friends. And I would just like ride my bike around the city like asking kids to hang out because I like wanted that like person. For me as the little brother, it's always like team. We did this together. We started our YouTube channel together, and off camera he was basically like, no, like I never respected you when we were kids, and
yeah, that's fucking terrible.
Like I thought you were a failure and all this shit, and I was just like, so you didn't even like respect me as a brother because I was always there for you and trained for sports with you and played with you in the woods and built forts together, and we were best friends, and we survived a traumatic childhood together between our parents like abusing us, like, but you had no respect for me.
Like, literally, where's the line? It's crazy.
Yeah.
So where is the line? In the never-ending race for clicks and clout, drama is king and controversy is his right-hand man. Relationships become networks, self-esteem becomes your follower count, and public opinion becomes your new moral compass. Even family, your own flesh and blood, a human concept dated back to when we all looked like this, falls second to the all-powerful follow button. So back to my original question, where's the line? If fame truly does outweigh family, I guess all bets are off. As long as that follower count keeps growing, and as long as those brand deals stay rolling in, there is no such thing as going too far. March 2013. 16-year-old Jake Paul and his brother Logan discover a new social media app that would change their lives forever. As expected though, the early videos were nothing special, lacking both production value and a strong punchline. But over the next few months, the brothers' video quality would increase rapidly, adding hundreds of thousands of new followers to both their respective Vine accounts. On July 27th, just 4 months after posting his first Vine, Logan would hit his first 100,000 followers on the platform, and merely 3 weeks later, Jake would do the same. And so ensues the competition of who could gain the most followers, jumping into strangers' bathroom stalls, getting into random cars, whatever it takes to get those Vine loops up. Logan wanted to prove he was still the big bad older brother, and Jake, desperate for his brother's approval, wanted to prove he was worthy of respect too. 2015. After attending just 1 year of college at Ohio University, the now 20-year-old Logan moved from Ohio to LA with the hopes of furthering his social media career and breaking into the Hollywood space. Jake, still in high school, decided to drop out and follow his brother to Los Angeles to achieve the same goal.
Dropped out of high school, moved to Los Angeles with my brother, who's in that room right there. And we just started chasing our dreams.
Now in LA, the Paul brothers' career really started taking off. The ability to collab with all the biggest Vine stars made Logan a top 10 followed creator on the app. At one point, the apartment building Jake and Logan stayed at hosted 6 of the top 15 Vine stars in the world. The brothers would also start auditioning for acting gigs, leveraging their social media presence to land mainstream Hollywood roles. 2016. Jake lands a huge role on Bizaardvark, becoming the first social media star to appear as a series regular on Disney. Logan, careful not to be outdone by little bro, lands a huge role in his own right on YouTube Red to The Thinning. But even these huge Hollywood roles couldn't compare to the most impactful new project they started that year, vlogging. On September 12, 2016, Logan would drop his first vlog on his new Logan Paul Vlogs channel, and what do you know, just 3 weeks later, Jake was at it too. And so it began, the vlogging era. Jake created the now infamous Team 10 house, in which he brought together a bunch of rising social media stars to live and create content together. The original cast included a singer, an actor, a model, 2 upcoming YouTubers named the Dobre twins, and his hometown Ohio love interest, Alissa Violet. Jake and Alissa first met at an Ohio Vine meet and greet back in 2014. At the time, Alissa was an 18-year-old Panera Bread worker who had just graduated high school, and Jake was an established Vine star with millions of followers.
Jake and I became really good friends. He thought I was cute, I don't know. And we kind of like were talking, if you will, got really close. So fast forward. Him and his brother moved to LA and we stayed talking. Every single time he would come back to Ohio to visit family, I'd be like the first person he'd call. After about 6 months of that and like just texting nonstop, he was like, yo, why don't you come out to LA? And I can introduce you to a bunch of my friends. I can introduce you to modeling agencies and we can just kind of get the ball rolling on this whole Team 10 thing. All right, yeah, let's do it. I flew out to LA for 2 weeks. We weren't together, but we were definitely a thing. It was like the cutest 2 weeks of my entire life. Fast forward to summer 2015, packed all my shit up, bought a car, drove out here with my mom, and started living in LA.
The relationship would continue to develop, and Alissa became a staple in all of Jake's vlogs.
Oh my God!
Are you done?
Get me down. Are we in love?
Alissa loves me.
Where did you go?
Should we date?
If this video gets 500,000 likes,
We'll date.
we'll date.
Okay, let's do it.
Are you excited?
I'm so excited. Come on. Come on, I got you gifts. I'm serious.
This is really for me?
Yeah, of course, Alissa.
Oh my God.
Could you get it up? Aww. It's so cute.
But the relationship would soon turn toxic as Alissa felt he would take pranks too far and, more importantly, wanted commitment that she would never receive.
As time goes on, brings more girls over, and then he would be with me, and then he would have a girl over, and then 2 days later he'd be with me, and then we'd be together, and then we'd not be together, and then we'd fight, and I'd be pissed because he'd bring girls over. Something clicks in your head. Like, you want to kill someone, but you want to cry, and you want to get revenge.
And revenge she would get. On December 3rd, 2016, Logan would upload his most popular video on the channel, Stole My Brother's Girlfriend.
She's so disgusting.
I know.
It's great. But the funny thing about this is that this, like, we're not using the condoms in the scene.
Ew!
Did you want to make a baby? What?
Stop!
Yo, chill. Hey, whoa. You need to calm down. Then I'm gonna cut the camera and we'll see what happens. I don't know what Alyssa's wearing.
I didn't have shorts, so I had to borrow your shorts.
You tell me those are mine? Okay, fine. Don't say anything for my vlog.
I'm not getting off.
Okay, that's great.
Nothing would happen on that trip, but the early roots of the relationship were clear and would set the stage for what would happen just over a month later. January 2017. Jake and Team 10, minus Alissa, went on a snowboarding trip to Park City, Utah.
Like this lodge or something. He was gonna go snowboarding with his friends, and I was like, oh, I want to go. And he was like, oh no, you need to like stay here. And then I was like, well, why can't I go? He was like, oh well, there's this girl going, and I really want to have sex with her, and I just don't want you to like get in the way of that or whatever. I just was at my breaking point, and then I hit up Logan, and I was like, yeah, like let's hang out. And we all went to a club, like a bunch of our friends together, and then me and Logan hooked up. We went to a club like we normally would do and just hung out and then drank, and it was just a bad decision on both of our parts.
I was just like heartbroken. For many reasons. I was like, how could like why would my brother do this? And I have a lot of trust issues from it. Like I don't trust like anybody. In our up relationship, like we did a lot of messed up things to hurt each other, but like that to me was like just like that was it for me. It was the most alone I ever felt in my life. I felt like I lost everything because I did care about her a lot, and then like it was just like that's out of my life. And then like my parents didn't even know what to do. My parents like tried talking to Logan, and like they were pissed at him, and And then I talked to him about it, and like it didn't really make me feel better about the situation, but like I just had to like swallow the bullet.
And to his credit, quite remarkably actually, that's exactly what Jake did. He suppressed his feelings, took it on the chin, and continued to daily vlog. Alissa was given 30 days to leave the house, and even through all the Twitter beef, he didn't expose what really happened and allowed himself to be the bad guy. The drama would begin to settle, and just like everything else on the internet, would eventually fade away into the background. Jake would continue to vlog, racking up more and more subscribers with every new upload, and would even start collabing with Logan again in their prank war series. Jake would prank Logan, Logan would prank Jake. Jake would prank Logan, Logan would prank Jake. And so it went, naturally getting worse and worse until those pranks became diss tracks. And those diss tracks became knives that cut into the scabs of unhealed trauma.
What hurt the most was like when months after they like made out on his like diss track thing that he made against me.
Now listen, if you take a second to ignore all the emotions and morality of the situation, you really can't deny the genius of it all. First, Jake releases its Everyday Bro, which peaks number 2 on iTunes. 2 days later, while every YouTuber and their mother reacts to how bad it is, he releases an even worse diss track on Logan. Logan then posts a vlog with his reaction, then another one vlogging his response diss track. Then Jake apologizes. Then Logan only releases the first verse of the diss track, leaving the infamous Alissa Violet cliffhanger. Then he has his friends react to it. Then he gives the hard drive to Jake. Then he dramatically throws his hard drive copy into the ocean. Then Jake reacts to it. Then Jake cries while reacting to it. Keep in mind, the whole time the public is literally fiending just to see a glimpse of it. So, what do you know? Drone footage of the music video gets released to the public. It's now been over a week since the original song was released. Jake and Logan both drop music videos about how much they love each other, host a therapy session with Daniel Bergoli, and they're both averaging 10 million views a video. A month later, the hype starts to die down, so what do you know now? Jake pranks Logan with an embarrassing billboard, and Logan reveals he's a secret copy of the second verse and threatens to release it. Jake then releases it himself, and Logan caps it all off with a 300 million viewed video showing the full song. All in all, this beef alone probably made millions of dollars for each Paul brother and probably in the tens of millions of dollars when you combine them both together. I mean, this is literally Wilt versus Bill Russell in the 60s. The Paul brothers were a moving freight train that would take a miracle just to get them to slow down. January 2018. Logan meets Walter White in a Japanese forest and decides to torpedo his career with the click of just one button. The story of how this video actually came to light is actually an extremely interesting one and allows for a closer look into the mind of Logan Paul. First, let's clear up what happened. Logan and his buddies fly to Tokyo to politely greet the people of Japan and graciously immerse themselves in Japanese culture.
I just gotta be careful to not like disrespect the culture. Japan is all about the respect. LoganPaul.com/shop. Pants coming down. I just gotta be careful to not like disrespect the culture. Hey guys, you want some fish?
I just gotta be careful to not like disrespect the culture.
Honestly, bro, I'm done with these fish.
Next, he takes a trip to a certain forest in Japan and infamously records a man who had just unalived himself. Twitter and the media quickly pick it up and cancel Logan Paul into oblivion. Every major news outlet covers it, and YouTube quickly cuts ties with their former vlogging golden boy. In my opinion though, the most interesting question about this whole ordeal is why was this video uploaded? I mean, obviously, Logan thought he would receive a somewhat positive review to the video or he wouldn't have ever uploaded it. He also has a full team of managers, editors, and cameramen who either A, didn't see any issues with the two, or B, the more likely option, didn't want to upset their all-knowing supreme leader, Logan Alexander Paul. So why exactly did Logan upload this video? Was it an ego that told him he could do no wrong? Was it another attempt to outdo Jake, who at the time was getting more views than him? Whatever the reason, one thing was blatantly clear.
That's what he loves. Like, the media is his moral compass. Like, whatever is right to the public eye is what he follows.
Yeah.
August 2018. The YouTube boxing arc is now in full swing. After months of back and forth trash talk, Logan is able to revitalize his career by meeting KSI in the ring at Manchester Arena. On the undercard, brother Jake fights KSI's own brother Deji in what would go down as the biggest non-professional boxing match of all time. Jake went on to defeat Deji by technical knockout before KSI and Logan drew, setting up a rematch over a year later. November 2019. KSI beats Logan by split decision in the rematch, but Jake is the one that seems to take it harder than anyone else.
I love you more than anyone in this room.
I feel like I was there in the ring with Logan, and I love Logan more than anyone in this world. And so for me to see him lose, you know, it just sucked.
August 8th, 2023. Jake is now an established fighter with a 7-1 record and wins against Anderson Silva, Tyron Woodley, and Ben Askren. His most recent fight, just 3 days prior, was a 10-round unanimous decision victory against beloved UFC fighter Nate Diaz. Say what you want about Jake, but you can't deny the immense work he's put in to be recognized as a respected boxer. After being relentlessly hated for so many years, Jake finally found an avenue where he could prove himself to the public, and as always, his older brother Logan. After the fight, Logan invites him onto his Impaulsive podcast to talk about his most recent victory. But what should have been a celebration quickly turned into a dumpster fire as Logan's obvious jealousy and superiority complex over his brother lit the fuse. After a few minutes of Logan trying to subtly undermine Jake's recent win against Nate, he then ramps up the pressure by trying to snipe Tommy Fury out of his own brother's rematch.
What do you think is going to happen in KSI Tommy Fury? If he stops KSI, I'm going for Tommy's throat.
Yes, Jake is pissed, and rightfully so. Let's break it down. We immediately notice uneasy body language with an aggressive sudden leg scratch, but look at Jake's face. Side glance with a look of judgment. Sucked in asymmetric lips with lowered eyebrows, indicating massive anger and agitation towards Logan. This is because Jake made it clear he wanted a rematch fight against Tommy Fury after he lost.
We're gonna come back and get that W.
Now his older brother is swooping in and trying to take Jake's fight away from him.
No, I'm gonna finish him off first. I gotta handle that business first.
Because Jake knows that no one would want to watch him rematch fight Tommy Fury if Logan fights him first. It allows Logan to play both offense and defense at the same time. Logan gets to take away Jake's rematch opportunity, which is defense, while getting the chance to beat the only fighter that Jake lost to, which is offense. And what would happen if Logan beat the only fighter that Jake lost to? Yes, it would prove to himself and in his mind the world that he is a better boxer than his younger brother Jake.
We'll see, bro, because you definitely sniped the Nate Diaz fight from me, and I've been so lenient in giving you your opponents, and I think it's
it's not your option to give me my opponents. You haven't fought anyone. You don't fight real fights. It's just not your option to give me my opponents. You're not even a fighter. Like, you do exhibitions and lost like 4 years ago.
I think I'm better than you, and I think Nate chose you for a reason, and I think everyone knows that.
What do you mean?
Even in
But what have you done to prove that you're better than me?
I don't know. Went toe to toe 8 rounds with the greatest boxer of all time. Motherfuckers are avoiding me. They are avoiding me or picking someone else.
I think you just want to beat Tommy to be able to say that you're better than me at boxing. It's crazy for you to think that people are avoiding you.
I never thought I would agree with Jake so much, but I think Logan needs some excuse for himself to apparently satisfy his insecurity, arrogance, and ego.
Hearing him undermine you and belittle you with these snarky comments about we know who the better fighter is. Come on, Jake. Come on, buddy. Come on, little bro. We know.
It's sad, but he looks at his younger brother like, "Oh, little brother is doing everything I can easily do," which is probably why Logan had been such an avid supporter of Jake. Yes, it seems to be because Logan saw everything that Jake was doing as an extension of himself. When Jake would win those boxing matches, it was like Logan was beating those opponents, because he may have thought that everyone knows that he is better than Jake, and therefore he can be better at everything that his younger brother does. Also, Logan was at Jake's recent fight in his wrestling costume to apparently make sure everyone knew he was special too. Logan claimed he didn't have time to shower and change, but he really didn't have 5 minutes to do any of that? Really?
Did you see that picture of when you won your fight against Nate Diaz and everybody's cheering and Logan's sitting there? He looks like a super villain. Did you see that, the video?
Yeah, I didn't think it was real.
For the winner, the problem child, Jake Paul.
It seems fake, but it's not. There's like a video of it too.
Now let's compare this to Logan's reaction to KSI's win.
Oh, nice. Let's go. Oh my God, he's clean out. Oh my God.
The final point. Jake motherfucking Paul.
Because when KSI's running his mouth to you, I'm like, why is Logan not punching him in the face? What the fuck?
It is weird. It puts me in a weird spot because, like, I don't know how to feel about it. I personally don't like it because it's like, here's this guy that constantly is dragging me down, constantly jumping at every opportunity to pull me down and to defame me and to say anything bad about me. And then my brother is like acting like he's best friends with them. And that even when people ask like, oh, you know, they asked Logan, like, oh, who would you pick in the fight? And Logan's like, oh, I don't know, that would be tough for me. Like, no, it's really not.
So what matters more, the fame or your family? In the Paul brothers case, it's pretty clear to see which side each of them is on. I don't want to spend the entire video just completely shitting on Logan though, so I will take a minute to acknowledge a few things. First, I think he's an absolute genius promoter and businessman. Jake too, but Logan's just on another level. The more I researched this video, the more I realized the genius behind all of the Paul brothers' success, which largely had to do with Logan. If both of them were born without the other brother, it's pretty clear to me that Logan would be the vastly more successful one. But that's also the thing. Who's to say the Paul brothers would be even an ounce as relevant on their own? The toxic competition between them is also the thing that propelled them into stardom. Nonetheless, Logan's pattern of belittling and manipulating his brother is plain as day, and a prime example of what happens when fame outweighs family.